Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel for what I suppose you could call a retro or a vintage unboxing. So this is Dungeons and Dragons, the fantasy adventure board game, made by Parker Games back in 2002, I believe it was. So obviously this is no longer available. I've managed to source this perfect or near perfect copy on eBay for a little over £30, which is awesome because it is complete. So we'll have a look at the back here. Obviously you can't, like I said, you can't buy this anymore. If you are wanting to get into this, then you're going to have to source a copy of it. It's relatively cheap for the base game. Like I said, I got this one for £30. I think the most expensive I found was about £55. Do check the descriptions before you buy, just to make sure that everything is included. Some of them do have pieces missing, and obviously you're going to need all the pieces to be able to play. I bought this specifically to do as an unboxing for you guys, and so that I can paint up the miniatures. I'm not too sure if I'm going to play it or not, but I am interested in using it as a base idea for my own board game that I'm looking to possibly make in the future. So obviously this is Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, but it was actually made by Parker. This is different to the more recent board games like Wrath of Ashardalon, Legend of Drizzt, and those are just the two that I have. There are a couple of expansions for this. I can't get them at the moment, nor will I be looking to buy them at the moment, because the only ones that I can find on eBay are going for £140 upwards, and I will not pay that for an expansion. Anyway, let's have a look at the box. So you can see there is a little bit of wear on the box here, corners, some wear down the side here, but aside from just a little bit of wear here and there, it's actually in very good condition for, you know, a 22-year-old game. I think we are now, 23-year-old game. But yeah, check this out guys. So we've got the rule books for the Dungeon Master Guide and the Player's Guide. Got some leaflets and flyers here for the board game. One of the expansions, so the Eternal Winter. The other one I think is called the Forbidden Forest. So obviously you've got some new miniatures and stuff with the expansions. This is I would say it's almost an intro into Dungeons and Dragons 3.5 edition, so 3.5 edition. You can see here that it does say, you know, some extra things that you could buy at the time: the Player's Handbook, the Monster Manual, and the Dungeon Master's Guide to play the actual Dungeons and Dragons. I would not say that this teaches you any edition of Dungeons and Dragons, and we'll go through why in just a bit. It was made more as a way to try and get people interested in Dungeons and Dragons by playing a board game. If you play the board game, then you may want to move on to the rest of it. So we can see here that not only are the tokens not punched out, which is great. So we've got the 4 player cards here for the heroes, and then we've got all the counters, which I'm assuming you use on these parts. Now, I haven't played through this, I haven't read the rules, so I have no idea fully how it plays. I have watched a couple of how to play on YouTube, so I have a little bit of an idea, but we can see all of the tokens. I was so impressed with when I found this. We've got some trees, some pillars and stuff. I think these are actual oozes, so they're D&D monsters. Then we've got tiles. Now I think these are 5mm tiles, maybe 3, but they are double-sided. So on one side we have pretty much a dungeon. On the other side we have some open field area. They are numbered in the corner of each tile. So we've got a different kind of ruins here. This one's really cool. So we've got a lava river running under a bridge. On the other side we've got some more of the open area with a couple of rooms. We've got another dungeon tile, a large room with an outer corridor, and then another dungeon, and this one's more like a prison cell or something. These would be the jail cells, and then you've got this outer area. The detail on them, not too bad. They do look nice, well done. You can see your walls. When they go together, you can see that the walls on the outer edges are half the width of an actual wall. So when your tiles placed together, you end up with a full wall. It doesn't interrupt with the tiles because every tile makes up, or every board makes up a room. It means that you will always have a wall around the edge, so it doesn't mess up with movement. The way I could describe it, if you were to do this with Hero Quest, the way that the rooms are on a board, you would eventually end up with an extra tile somewhere because of the width of the walls adding up to becoming a tile. But the way that they've done this, it works perfectly. So yeah, very nice. Even the miniatures, guys, are in bags, and I almost don't want to open this just so that I can keep it as a collector's item in the bag. The cards, we've got a whole deck of cards here, still in their cellophane. So yeah, it's like buying this brand new. The dice, now this is why I say that it's not Dungeons and Dragons. It doesn't use the D20 system with all the other dice. It uses very unique dice. If you've played Hero Quest, it is similar to that, but more along the lines of, if you play anything beyond the base game of Hero Quest, you may know about power dice, which were fan made to be able to do more damage, and you've got the same thing here. So you've got, like, yellow are going to be your weakest dice, with purple being your strongest because they've got the most damage hitting on all faces. And then we've got some special black dice that do other things. I think these are trap dice and things like that. So yeah, we've got a full set of dice. Really cool. We've got dice slots to put all the dice in here once they're open. Obviously cards will go in here. I'm assuming you would throw your heroes in there, keep your monsters in here or whatever. So what we do first, we'll quickly go through the cards, and yes, I'm going to open it. Yeah, I suppose it has to be done, doesn't it? So there you go, fresh cracking of a 22-year-old game. And oh wow, they're even sleeved on these cards. So what have we got here? So these potions, we've got some artifacts. So these are level 3s. I think these are monster cards. So we've got Bugbear 2, Bugbear 4, Ogre 1, Ogre 3. We've got Carrion Crawlers, Wraiths, Goblins, Goblin 2, Goblin 3, Goblin 4, Goblin 5, Goblin 6. We've got some Gnolls. Now, what you do with these, as far as I'm aware, each of the miniatures on the back of them, we'll have a look in a bit, will have a number. And when that monster is placed in the room, you just take one of the monsters, and whatever number is on the back, you find his card. That way you know that if that monster was moved, you can just tap the card sideways. You know that if Bugbear number 4 dies, then you know he's got health tokens on here, so he's got 7 health. You could put some counters on there. When it reaches 7, you know that Bugbear 4 has died, and you remove his matching miniature. So yeah, we've got all sorts of monsters on here. The Carrion Crawler, if you guys play D&D, look how different that looks to today's Carrion Crawler. The modern ones don't have these tentacles, they're more like giant centipedes. So yeah, very different to modern stuff. The artwork, kind of cool. I kind of like that, the way that it's done. Yeah, very sort of classic. We've got gnolls. What else have we got in here? Trolls, some wights, oozes, and some skeletons. Yeah, that's it, some skeletons. So a good selection of monsters in there. So these are, we've got 2 booby traps at level 3. We've got an artifact at level 3 and a potion. Can't tell you what those are actually for, what they do, because, you know, I have not played. So we take this extra protective sleeve off. I really do want to keep all these cards. So we've got the player cards here, or the hero cards. So we've got Jozan. So this is obviously his special skill, turn undead. So I'm assuming that he's a cleric of some kind. We've got Melee, armor class, so she's a warlord, a warlock, or a magic user, so a magic caster, and it tells you about her armor class here. So if her spell points fall below a certain level, she becomes weaker in defense. Then we've got leader, or leader. She's got sneak, so I'm assuming she's some kind of rogue. Obviously they've got the symbols in the top corner, we'll tell you what they are. And then we've got Regdar, looks like a fighter of some kind. So here we've got some level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so let's have a look at these. So okay, so yeah, we've got 1 to 5 for, I think these might be initiative cards, or maybe something like that. What else do we have? Then we've got weapons. So we've got level 1 weapons. Do they go up? I'm assuming as you level up, you get some slightly better stuff. So these are all level 1. Maybe the expansions got different levels. So yeah, so we've got your typical weapons. We've got the crossbow of faith, blessed bow of the elves, short bow of the ancients, balanced throwing dagger, poisoned blowpipe, double-handed broadsword, single-handed broadsword. We've got flash pellets, hammer of liberty, faithful axe of dwarven kind, and on the bottom here it does tell you what dice you use. So you roll the dice that it tells you here, and basically depending on how many swords you get determines how much damage you'll do, and then that's negated by some armor that the monsters have, or the creatures have. And it does say here, if you get a star on the black dice, then you get a spell point back. Obviously I'm assuming that's magic casters only. So yeah, a whole bunch of level 1 weapons, and like I said, I'm assuming level 2 will come with one of the expansions. So then we've got some spells, so these would obviously be for the spellcaster. What we've got: Greater Restoration, Jozan only, Burning Hands, Magic Missile, Force Cage. So obviously we've got a whole bunch of different dice here that we need to use. We've got Unseen Servant, so a lot of the old 3.5 edition spells, but some of those were carried over into 5th edition as well. And then we've got, what are these? So we've got some potions: Potion of Hideous Laughter, Potion of Initiative, Lesser Restoration, Cure Wounds. So we've got a whole bunch of potions. We've got some artifacts: Yodala's Amulet, Summoner's Horn, Barkskin Cloak. We've got another weapon there, level 2 weapon. There we go. So we've got a level 2 weapon, and we've got another artifact. Let's put that behind there, because I want the artifacts with the weapons separate to the weapons. So only one level 2 weapon so far. Then we've got some booby traps. I'm assuming these would get randomly drawn. Now the back of the cards are all the same, I think. Yeah, they all look the same. It would have been better, I think, to have put what they are on the back, because you're going to have to create piles, different draw piles. So yeah, it would have been better to have had artifacts as one, weapons as another, and things like that. Then we've got some more level 2 weapons. We probably should move that one. Gauntlet of Mystery, Relentless Bowlers, Sacred Crossbow of Pelor, Skull Splitter. So with this one we can do a power attack where we can use these dice instead, but if we get a star on the black, then we lose the weapon. It breaks or something like that. A little bit of fluff with them. So this weapon has finely sharpened blades that can cut deep. An Augur of Torment. So yeah, a few level 2 weapons. Then we have some level 2 spells. We've got Fireball, Cone of Cold, Spiritual Weapon, Lightning Bolt, chain lightning, and then we've got level 2 potions. So yeah, there are level 2s. Oh, there are even level 3s if we get. So we've got some level 2 artifacts. These ones aren't marked, so I'm not sure what they are. Maybe they're special in-game unlockable artifacts or something. A level 2 booby trap. I'm assuming these booby traps are when you search for treasure and things. So we've got some level 3 weapons. We've got Cord's Axe of Wrath, the Liberator, Poleaxe, Deathbringer, with a power attack. Yeah, some really cool looking weapons in there. Level 3 spells, Firestorm, Bigby's Clenched Fist, Ice Storm. Look at the damage that this would do. We've got spells, Flame Strike, Healing Circle, Obscuring Mist, and then finally at the back here looks like we've got some more potions. So Potion of Greater Weakness, of Hindsight, Greater Restoration, and the Healing Circle. So yeah, that's the cards. Let's just get these back where they need to be. We'll put them nicely in there. I have found a file online where I can print off a deck box for these, so I may do that, and hopefully it will fit in here still, but we'll have a look at that. So let's go for the heroes first. Luckily these bags have got holes in them so we can tear them open. Really don't like doing this for sort of vintage collection things, but you know, we do need to have a look. So first of all, they don't say the names on them, but I can't remember the names, but these are the heroes. Now, these don't look too badly sculpted, to be honest with you. Obviously not as great as we get these days, but yeah, I'm sure I could paint up something with these. I may paint them up for the channel. They are also sort of slightly flexible plastic. They're not that brittle stuff, similar to the Hero Quest plastic from back in the day. You can see there's a bit of flex to the bases. Square bases, because you know, everything back in the day had to be square, 1-inch bases instead of round. Oh, his thing's a little bit curved there. It is attached to his head, so just have to heat that up and stretch it out a little bit. But that's the, I'm assuming he's the cleric of some kind. And then we've got the thief, or the rogue I should say, and then the spellcaster, so the wizard or something. The spear is broken, it is just rounded, so no sharp points on these. So that's the heroes. Next we'll have a look at the undead. So all the undead have been cast in this bone white plastic. So we'll have a look at some of these. Let's just sort them out so we know what we've got. So we've got some zombies, no, they're hags I think. We've got skeletons there. Skeletons, let's get you in review. That's a wraith, or white, sorry. More skeletons, another white, and another skeleton. So I'm not sure if these are, I think they're zombies at least. Yeah, because these stones on. Hopefully we can see it. You've got number 1 there. So on this one, on the gravestone, it should be one zombie, and then 2 of these ones were. I think the back of one of these, was it? Yes. So the back here, it shows. So we've got 2 liches. No, these would be 1 lich. So that's what that one is. No zombies in this, or no mummies. So 1 lich and 2 whites. Then we've got the skeletons. All of these are the same sculpts. So we've got skeletons, got the number 5. I'm not sure what's going on with all of this. A quiver. Oh no, I get it. It's a net and a spear of some kind. So a little different. Normally you would get bows and quivers on skeletons. But these guys went for, which is pretty cool, you know, a bit different. But they went for spears and a net of some kind. And then over here we've got the wraiths. So again, older miniatures. The casting quality is great on them. Almost no mould lines, anything like that to remove. The way that they've been done means that they sort of the mould lines would be cast right on the edge of something. So yeah, so that's those ones. Then we've got the greens, so these will be your orcs and slimes, ogres and things like that. So one thing we'll notice if you play D&D, so these are your trolls, I think they are. Let's have a look. Yeah, trolls. But they're all the same size. They're on 1-inch bases. These days in D&D, I think a troll is on a 2-inch base because we use round bases, and obviously they're bigger. I mean, size-wise, they're not too far off. You know, they do look a little bit bigger, but I think I have a troll nearby. I had a troll, but I've put it away. The for Vashardalon, I think it is, or the Legend of Dritz. They come with a troll, and it's a lot bigger. But yeah, there's a troll. Not the prettiest of looking things. Okay, so next we have some goblins. So these are the goblin sculpts. Quite large for a goblin. Pretty cool. He's got the spiked mace and the shield. Very unique look to them. To me, goblin-ish, but yeah, very different to what I'd expect a goblin to be these days. So we've got quite a few of those. 6, and then we've got a couple of carrion crawlers. So carrion crawlers to me is what they look like on the back here, minus this tentacle chin. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that. It does look like it was cast in 2 parts and then glued together. We can see we've got some gap there. No, that'd be a shift because this one, it has been cast separately and then glued on, but the top is very well. But this one you can see got a gap around here, which is not cast as one and cracked, I think. But yeah, so carrion crawler, very different to what we expect or what we know of carrion crawlers today. And again, 1-inch base, so a little bit weird to use. You couldn't use these for today's D&D unless you place them on larger bases, bit of blue tack on the bottom and just stick them on a larger base. And then yeah, you've got that, or you could put them permanently on a larger base and just adjust the rules and stuff. I mean, the rooms are quite large. Well, we undid that airflow, we can fit it in there. The rooms are quite large, so you know, you could fit them in. So what do we have here? We've got a couple of bugbears. I think we get 3, 4 of these. So we've got 4 bugbears. Let's separate them, we'll put them here. So that's the bugbears there. Again, mould lines are almost non-existent. You know, you can see it. If I turn it there, the light catches it, and then it's gone. Like, I can't even feel it. Along there, is that player of the light? Might even be a player of the light, actually. I think it's to do with down here. Oh, there, trying to look into a camera and do this backwards. So yeah, on here, the numbers on the back of a rock here. So it's not too standy outy, you know, it doesn't ruin the miniature. They just hide them a little bit on the back. They probably could have put them underneath, but I think what you would want to do, if that's on the table, you just want to be able to glance quickly rather than grabbing them and going, no, that's not the one, okay, no, that's not the one, okay, oh yeah, it's that one. So yeah, then we've got some gnolls here. I think these are gnolls. Nope, ogres. Very different from an ogre. I don't have any. Actually, I think I've got Yep. So I've got a zombie ogre here, or an undead ogre, I think that's what this one was. And you can see the size difference. I know this one is crouched. I suppose if you stand his legs up, what is he, half there, he put his legs up to about there, he's probably about the same size. Just a lot thinner on the legs. There's not much meat there compared to this guy. Obviously this is a newer one. This is Knowles' Marvellous Miniatures. You paint them up. But yeah, so we've got that one. So yeah, height wise they probably are about the same size. Base size is obviously completely off. But yeah, there's an ogre. And then we have bugbears. Oh, there's another ogre. So 4 bugbears, 4 ogres, and 4 of the, what were they? Gnolls. Have I got that the right way around? No, I haven't. These were the bugbears. These are the ogres, and these are the gnolls. So the gnolls have axes, and yeah, again, gnolls are actually quite big. They've made these ones crouched to get them to fit within proportion size, but gnolls should be taller than a human. So yeah, that's all the miniatures. Sort of did get this for is an expansion on Hero Quest by adding in D&D monsters. I do have a lot that I can use anyway, but if any of you are interested on picking this up for miniatures to use with Hero Quest, I do have the female barbarian from Frozen Horror here, and scale wise they're not far off. Now bases obviously going to be slightly different because of rounded bases, and I think D&D actually use 1.25mm bases, so you can see that we are, if we get that on, that's that edge and that edge, you can see that the bases are a little bit bigger on the newer Hero Quest. The old Hero Quest were on 1-inch bases. Let's grab a white, so they should be about the same size, and you can see that the Hero Quest model is a little bit larger, so it's definitely off scale. Hero Quest, I think 20, maybe 32mm roughly. These are definitely on the smaller side. If we go with the goblin though, a goblin here, if we look at the, you know, if you think of the goblins in Hero Quest, they're smaller. So yeah, goblin here is definitely a little bit too big to be a goblin for Hero Quest. And then if we grab the fighter, obviously crouch a little bit, let's have a look. Who have we got standing? There we go. Almost a similar pose. There we go. So you can see they are slightly smaller, but nothing that would go completely against your game if you wanted to use them just as stand-ins, and you know, to, and then obviously we've looked at these already, so these are the dice. You could literally have them in like your heroes out on the board. Now you can say, okay, I need a green monster there, place them down. Really cool that this wasn't opened. Kind of gutted that I opened it. I won't put put them back in the bags, there's no point. Yeah, otherwise that was a brand new unboxing. Brand new because obviously it was unopened, not brand new because it is an old game. But that was Dungeons and Dragons, the fantasy adventure board game. So let me know down in the comments, guys, of what you think of this. If you know, you want to have a look out for it, if you play it, if you played it back in the day, if you've still got it, what you thought of it. If you know of anywhere that I can find some solo play rules, then let me know down in the comments. I'm not 100% sure if you can post links in comments on YouTube. If you can't post a link, then just post the website and I'll scan for it. But thoughts, feelings, all of that stuff down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more unboxings of various board games, almost board games with miniatures is what I'm doing. I love painting miniatures and collecting miniatures and rolling dice and all the fun stuff. If you want to see all of that, hit that subscribe button, ding that notification bell, and you'll get messages. Go. Till then, guys, until next time, as always, take it easy, keep painting those minis.